Hello, Blue. How's it going for you today? Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Woodland Reboot. Thanks for coming back for another installment on my channel. Today it's all about installing the main garage door. It's 12 feet wide, 10 feet high, and my friend Michael is back to help me get these panels in place. All right. Okay, so I'm just showing.
I'll put one up there where you lost the pull, right?
Yeah. So that'll be, so if you can, so for whatever reason, Michael, those half-inch screws that you've got are fitting in down here, but the higher up, the holes weren't large enough.
Oh.
So if that works, that's great. Perfect. Well, that's good. I have to put out that big caveat that I've put out there before as we get underway with installing the garage door here, and that is that I am not a tradesperson by any imagination. I don't have a certificate in carpentry, electrical work, plumbing, or any of the construction trades. And the same goes for Michael. We're both individuals who've spent the majority of our careers working in international organizations, mainly the Canadian International Development Agency before it disappeared, and we've spent much of our careers abroad working in embassies and similar type organizations. I spent quite a bit of time with the UN agencies, for example. And we both finished up recently at Global Affairs Canada, so it gives you an idea of the type of work we have been involved in. We're both interested in construction type work. I've got this project underway, Michael's been interested, and as you've seen in a couple of earlier videos, Michael's come out and assisted with some of the work as he's been available. Now, even though I am not a trained tradesperson, I clearly have a passion for my project. I have a passion and a great interest in these kinds of activities, and I've gathered and gained quite a bit of experience and built some abilities, created some abilities in these areas during the last several decades, working with friends, working with my father, working with others, working with friends who are contractors, to develop some skills and abilities. So we don't come to the project or to this work with no ability whatsoever. And Michael is similar in many ways. He's very interested in this kind of work and gets great satisfaction from being involved in these kinds of projects as well. I'll go ahead, I guess. Yeah. Huh. So Michael, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to back off towards me. You go ahead, put your wheel in there. Yeah. Then you try, you get it lined in there properly. Tell me if you want me to push.
Okay.
Okay.
Another inch.
Okay, so what I think I'm going to have to do is take the bracket off and put it in that way. I built a smaller garage at my cottage property 3 years ago and installed a new garage door on that garage, and that garage was or is 12 feet by 24, and the garage door itself is 8 wide and 7 high. Key thing there is that it had some instructions. So while I don't have those instructions with us, I did remember some of the key elements in terms of how to install the garage door. Now, having said that, Michael and I have already made a significant error. I wonder if any of you can spot it. We figure it out, I think, by the third panel, perhaps the fourth panel, and obviously I'll point it out at that point, but let me know if you've figured out what the error is that we've already made. At the same time, we're also learning an awful lot in terms of how to install a panel on this first panel. We're getting a plan together in terms of how we get the rollers in, that we have to loosen the hinges to be able to create the play required to get the rollers in, for example, and there were several other things that we learned from installing this first panel.
Please work. Okay, Blue, give us some space there, superstar.
You tell me what you want to do, Michael. Just balance it.
Okay.
With the panel in place, Michael secures the hinges.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Success?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah. We got 2 in there, so.
Okay. Michael, this is working. Anything I can do, Michael, that helps, or let me come to the middle. Here we go. I'm wondering if we need to get the scaffolding in.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Okay, I got my hands in here. Alright.
I'm like Mike, but my hand.
I know. What happened to the fourth panel? Okay, I've realized as I've been editing the video here that I've got some gaps in terms of the footage that I need to make a very good video. So in short, I find that when I've got a friend or a family member helping me at the project, that I don't take the number of different camera angles that I should to help explain something that I'm doing. That's the case with this video as well. I've pretty much got, I think, only 2 camera angles. And second, again, when I have a friend or family member helping, I turn off and at times forget to turn cameras back on. And I think the main thing going on in my mind during these types of days is that I'm just concerned about making sure that my friend or family member are occupied and that they're enjoying themselves. And the filming becomes a bit of a secondary concern, which is not a good thing. So I need to improve that when I have my friends and family members on site in future. Now, the other thing that has been lost due to my errors in the videotaping is the mistake. The first big mistake we made that I referenced way back on that first panel is that we installed the tracks incorrectly. we put the horizontal track where the vertical track needed to be. We were able to resolve the issue without having to take all of the panels down. We were able to brace up the panels that we had in place. We had the four first panels in place when we noticed the mistake. We braced them up by putting nailing wood runners in place on the outside so that the panels couldn't tip outwards, and we secured the inside of the panels with the scaffolding, and one of us holding the scaffolding. With the incorrect track unscrewed, we were able to slide it out of place, and then, oddly enough and thankfully enough, we were able to slide the correct vertical track into place. It was actually quite remarkable how smooth this worked out, and that we didn't have to spend hours taking down the panels and putting them back into place. The fact that I did not film the installation of the fourth panel means that we lost this footage, or I never had this footage, unfortunately, of swapping out the correct tracks. Now, there was another challenge that we ran into, also with the fourth panel, and again, some of you may think I did it conveniently, but I've been pretty honest with my errors and my mistakes as I've gone through this build in the past. In terms of the fourth panel, we actually dropped it. We got it up into place using the scaffolding. We lost our grip, and it went flying through outside onto the gravel. Thankfully, it wasn't damaged, and in fact, it's actually the best panel of the 5. We dropped it, and it didn't even get a scratch on it. I don't know how it landed out there, but I was very lucky. The video today highlights some things that I try to live by and things that I try to impress upon my kids. The key thing being, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Michael and I, during this video, installed the vertical tracks incorrectly. That is, we installed the horizontal where the vertical should have been. We made a correction once we figured out our mistake, and we also dropped the fourth panel. We made some mistakes. The project didn't die. We've learned from it. We enjoy these challenges, and at the end of the day, we have these 5 panels installed in their tracks, and in the next video, as I've indicated, I'm going to come in here, get the cables installed, torsion those springs, and make this door operational. Great learning experience. Michael and I have enjoyed ourselves. I've got a functioning garage door. It's all good. In fact, it's all great. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Once you get it higher, we're going to flip it over the other. Okay. So, like, Michael, you can go up.
We're on the wrong way.
It's the other way, eh?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the mind when you don't see something like that? That's the type of thing my dad looks at something and he's got it every single time. You got it okay? Oh, yeah. Wait, came on.
Maybe let's just get it in place and see what it looks like. If it looks good, I'll come down and get on the middle. Hold that in the middle. Because it'll be too much. Yeah.
Maybe it sits right on the That's not gonna work. Unless it's blocked. Oh, Michael, I like Perfect.